Welcome back. So now we are going to get into the next step within the on-page SEO. We've looked at the keyword research, which is the foundation. Then we move to title, where we implement those two keywords that you've come up with on the blog post. Now it's time to get into meta description, the description where you actually tell both the users as well as Google search engine a little more about the piece of content that you are publishing. So let's go into the computer screen quickly. I'm going to show you what you will be able to see, or where you will be able to see the meta description firstly. Okay. So the meta description can be seen in three places. Again, I'll have to change the format. So let's do 22 bold Uki. Okay, meta description. It can be seen in two different places. Number one, within the Google search results. Again, I'm considering the Learn French language class in San Antonio. If you notice right here, there is, let's consider this one, the third one. It says French lesson San Antonio, learn French in San Antonio, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? That's like keyword stuffed here, right there in the title. Okay, but we're not talking about title. Let's get into meta description. You see, this is meta description. Okay, that small piece of snippet right here. French programs, general overview, UNAM, San Antonio offers 4 levels of French on a semester basis for beginners and intermediate students of French. Courses are offered only on an evening basis, either Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. You see, this is called your meta description. Okay, so like I told you in the past, Google looks at certain parts of your website, okay, certain parts of your web page or post. One of them is title. The first thing we already looked at is title. So the next thing it goes to is to look at the meta description. Meta description appears in two places. You already saw one, that is on the Google search engine results page, or the SERP, right there. So it appears on the SERP. Also, like we did with the title, you can go to any page and just right click on it, go to view page source, right here do a Control F, type description. You should see something like meta descriptions. So obviously they're not doing well. They have lots of areas of improvement. Apparently it's not really optimized for search engines, yet they're ranking because there's hardly any competition for these keywords. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I just went to the backend by just right clicking. It's not really a backend, sorry. Just right click, go to view page source. It's taking you to the source where you can just get a view of what is happening. Okay, so here, if you notice, there is description right here. This is the one I'm talking about, meta description. Okay, the content here is learn French near you. Find out more about Listen and Learn's French teachers in San Antonio and get started today. You see, this is meta description. Ideally, this is what will show up on your Google search results page. But sometimes Google also automatically picks it up from the content on the website. So it's not guaranteed that just because you put a meta description that it's going to appear 100% of the times. It may or may not. Google decides that, and Google basically picks it up from the content itself once in a while. Okay, so two places where you can check out the meta description. One is search engine results page, or the SERP, and the second place is the view source. Okay, now what should you keep in mind while creating the meta description? Things to keep in mind are these. Number one, you're going to use both the primary and secondary keywords in the meta description. So use primary keyword as well as the secondary keyword. Okay, you're going to use both the primary and the secondary keyword, and I'll show you in a little bit how to do that. Number 2, you want to keep the character count to 156 character limit. Okay, if you remember in the title part we spoke about 56 characters, right? So let's quickly look at the search engine results page. You see the title, the amount of space that is allocated for the title is limited. It's limited to 56 characters compared to the meta description, which is slightly more lengthy, right? So 156 character limit is what there is right now. So Google keeps changing that, but let's keep it to 156 for now. Number 3, again, make sure the content on your meta description is also readable. Okay, you do not want to get into the black hat practice of keyword stuffing. Okay, just for the sake of ranking for a keyword like French classes in San Antonio, using that keyword multiple times is not going to earn you any brownie points with the Google search engine. So do not do that. It's not a best practice. Okay, so make it readable. Do not stuff keywords. Do not stuff keywords just means do not repeat them. Okay, number 4, as always, unique. Okay, again, you do not want to make your meta description repetitive. You can't use the same meta description on 2 different blog posts or pages. Keep it unique to a given page or a post. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's move on. Now I'll practically show you how you should be adding meta description to a given blog post. Back to this blog post right here in the Yoast SEO. If you remember, if you haven't watched the previous section on the title part, please do check it out because that will show you how to get to this place. Okay, so we are going into the Yoast SEO right here. Under site title, we have the slug and then there is a meta description. So that's where your description will go. And just like there is this a color indicator, from amber it turned to green, we have something very similar here as well. As we keep typing the meta description, Yoast is going to indicate to you if the character limit, the length of your meta description is good, bad, or ugly. Okay, here we go. The meta description is going to be, you can get French language classes in San Antonio now at very affordable fees. These will be classroom training, so you know you will benefit. Anyway, this just, you see how it turned into red. So ideally you don't want to cross that 156 character limit. So I might have to rework this, right? So you get French language classes in San Antonio now at very affordable fees. Visit our institute for any further details. You see what I'm talking about? Now the meta description character length is nice because it's green, and as always I'm just going to scroll down and Yoast is going to give me some feedback right here. It says the meta description contains the focus keyword. Great. Number 2, the meta description has a nice length as well. Okay, so those are the 2 things that you want to keep in mind, apart from making sure that it is readable. You don't stuff keywords in them and they're unique. You cannot use the same meta description on multiple pages or posts. So far in on-page SEO, we have looked at keyword research. We came up with 2 keywords that we are going to use or we are going to implement on a given page or a post. Then we use the title. On the title, we began the title with the keyword, with the focus keyword. Then we moved on to meta description in this section where you use both your primary and secondary keywords in a 156 character limit meta description, which also needs to be readable. So don't stuff keywords in them and make as unique as possible. Okay, do not repeat the same meta description on multiple pages or posts. So that's meta description for you. Stay tuned. We are going to come up with the next step in the on-page SEO process, which is called URL.